This is all going very well. That's all I'm saying. Not saying anything, not getting ahead of myself. I'm just acknowledging that this is going very well. To quote James Horncastle, Slot has slipped into Jurgen Klopp's shoes like they are velvet slippers. Arne Slot's reign as Liverpool manager currently consists of 12 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. I'll tell you one thing about this match. One thing I liked at the very start of this match, it was very clear that Slot was like, fucking run. And they did. Great start in the first half. Then it got a little dull, if I may say. Because obviously Leverkusen are very tricky. They'd only lost 2 of their previous 68 games or something like that. Some mental away record as well, like they're never beaten. Look, I'm really just going to talk about the second half, because that's where all the action was. Now let's talk about Luis Diaz for a minute. You son of a bitch. That one pass from Curtis Jones, I feel unlocked everything that happened afterwards. That switched on Anfield. They're already on, but you know what I mean? That got the European Anfield like, fucking kill him. And then, the finish. The finish is, and it made me make this noise, and I feel like it always makes me make this noise, when it's like Diaz one-on-one with the keeper, like, oh! And then when he chips it over him, that's the finish that makes you go, oh! Even Slot was like, I love seeing Slot remotely animated. It's funny like that, like we've come to expect like that from Jurgen would be a muted response. But from Slot, that is like, oh, he lost his shit. Now, as you know, can't actually show the goal. For those of you who are regular watchers will know that I'm currently in copyright purgatory, which means that I can't show any clips or I may get the channel taken off me. But again, I feel like this crude drawing kind of gets the message across as to what sort of goal it was. Just the pass, the movement from Diaz, the technique. Fucking yes scale. That was a 9. Anything, I mean, think about it. Like, you'd be watching TV, you're watching shows, you're watching movies or whatever like that. And you tend to be just very like, you know, if something's funny and you're watching it by yourself, you might go, but what else? What else would you be watching on your TV that makes you go, oh? And you know what? There's something I really like about Diaz getting the first goal in the second half. I don't know why, but when the thing came up, Liverpool 1, Leverkusen 0, Diaz 61. I was like, fuck yeah. Don't know why. I don't know why that makes me feel that way. I feel like Diaz scores in the first half a lot. Maybe it was the novelty of, does he score? Whatever. And then big GAK 2 minutes later. Now, I mean, just as aesthetically pleasing, if you ask me. And I'll tell you what, Anfield got the assist for this goal, because that was one of those like a big swell, like just like against Brighton, where it's swept up. They're swept up in the current. Salah with the assist here. I mean, just the cross is just, there's so much pace on the cross. Big GAK with a diving header 2 minutes after we just scored. Oh, is ranting better than that feeling. And look, even though it was ruled out for offside, and I couldn't really tell live, I just knew. I was just so confident that he was on. I'm like, no, he's fine. Yeah, do your little thing. Yeah, we'll see. Told you. Is there just that feeling of like 2 goals in quick succession at Anfield, particularly in Europe, where it's just one of those, like, it's ranting better than that feeling where you're just like, what the fuck's going on? Fucking yes scale on this one. That's a 9 as well. Now again, can't show you the actual goal, but again, this artistic depiction seems to get the message across, I think. Before I get to the third and fourth goals, a few small observations. Here, Kelleher is actually mental. It's not talked about because the way the match is going, we scored a few goals, so they don't, you know, like his saves may not always grab the headlines. But again, just, 3 absolutely world-class saves. One in particular where I'm just like, fucking Big Keeve, man. I tell you, he'd walk in and be a regular starter on any team in the world, except ours. Another thing that, I don't know, always makes me laugh is Van Dijk's constant frustration with the linesman taking forever to put his offside flag up. Every time. It's like, we all know it's offside, but I'll wait 10 seconds, I'll put it up. And always, if you see a late call, just look at Van Dijk. He's like, what the fuck are we running for? If you know it's offside, then Lucho again. You son of a bitch. Like, Diaz has a great ability to just keep it close to him, even with a high bouncing ball or whatever. There was a similar enough goal he scored a week or two ago where he was able to control it in the box and fire the shot in off the near post. Very similar. Just fucking yes, man. Again, just so you get an idea as to what actually happened there, in case you missed it for yourself. Fucking yes scale, that's a 7, Lucho. I mean, I've got to keep the scale respectable here. But great. And then 4-0. I felt for Darwin here. It's terrible. Like, I have to stop it, but I'm just, when Darwin's playing, I'm like, give it to Darwin. Like, I don't think his shot was going in, to be fair, but Diaz was in the right place at the right time. And then I didn't even realise until after, it's a bloody no-look finish. Now, look, I know it's basically an open goal, but fuck yes. No-look finish in front of the Kop to go 4-0 up against Bayer Leverkusen, against a manager who decided not to come to us. Just fucking yes. Luis Diaz, first hat-trick for Liverpool, Champions League at Anfield. Fucking yes, that's a 9 as well. Let me tell you something. If I can offer, hey, who the hell am I, you know? But if I can offer one bit of advice, just bask in this. Whatever happens in the season, like, that's great. It's nice to get a little extra, like, oh great, we won that, or we won this. But the journey along the way, I mean, it doesn't really get better than this. We're winning all of our games. So we can say that for whatever, August, September, October 2024, this has been a good spell to be a Liverpool fan. And you know what I have to say about Leverkusen? They're a good team. That's what makes this even better. But I like the team. I like their fans. I like their manager. They were just, if you don't mind me saying, in the way of the Arne Slot juggernaut and got steamrolled. But no, a great bunch of lads all the same. And also just a word on Big Gak, who's fucking on fire. I love the fact that now we're getting to see Diaz and Big Gak. Anyway, that's it for me. Don't have a lot of time today, but I just wanted to get on. Fucking yes, man. That makes sense? And a little nod as well to Jurgen Klopp as well, who has just instilled this culture. Like, culture is such a hard thing to change. Like, look at United. Like, it's mad, like, toxic, and the players don't want to do this and that, and, you know, it's all a bit of a mess. And also a word on Michael Edwards and the whole team. We've got a great structure in place. Klopp has left a great culture in the place with great attitude, players with great attitude and with great systems and a great work ethic. And Slot's come in, added even on top of that. He doesn't have to change the whole mentality like Klopp had to do, where everyone was like, you know, from doubters to believers. Now we are believers. And great to get another clean sheet as well. It's the Arne Slot special. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a great week. Up the fucking Reds, and I will see you next week.